My name is KARTHIGA MARIAPPAN. My matrix number is SA23080. Today I'll be presenting about the introduction of the sinking of Erika. The Erika, a 24-year-old oil tanker, sank on December 12, 1999 in the Bay of Biscay due to the structural failure caused by the severe corrosion in its steel hull. The ship was transporting around 30,000 tons of heavy fuel oil, of which 20,000 tons spilled in the sea, resulting in a catastrophic environmental disaster that polluted over 400 kilometers of the coastline in Brittany, France. Investigation revealed that the corrosion had caused pitting and thinning of critical structural components, weakening the hull over time. So the poor maintenance and inadequate inspection practices contributed significantly to the vessel's failure, as key damage went undetected. The rough sea conditions and storm during the voyage further stressed the corroded hull, leading to its eventual breakage. In response to this disaster, stricter maritime safety regulations were introduced, including the phasing out of single hull tankers in favor of double hull designs to reduce the risk of future spills. The Erika disaster demonstrated how the combination of storm-induced stress and weakened structural integrity from corrosion can lead to catastrophic failures, as the tanker broke into two parts during rough seas. This incident raised significant concerns about the safety of older vessels, prompting the adoption of stricter maritime regulations. Key measures included regular hull inspections to identify corrosion damage early, the phasing out of single hull tankers in favor of the safer double hull designs, and the use of corrosion-resistant coatings and cathodic protection system to reduce future risks. The Erika case highlighted the critical need for the effective corrosion control and monitoring in maritime structures to ensure safety and prevent environmental disasters. It serves as a stark reminder that neglecting corrosion prevention in aging ships can result in severe consequences, underscoring the importance of robust ship maintenance protocols.
Type of corrosion have three: vintage corrosion and erosion corrosion and nullable corrosion. For vintage corrosion, in a carrier protective coating are procured to cause a thin and local attach, so thin will decrease the static integrity of zinc over time. Next, erosion corrosion. In a case where the velocity of a corrosive field different from the velocity of metal surface to cause metal to corrode. Last, uniform corrosion. This is because blood maintenance over time to cause uniform corrosion. For example, the variable metal surface of equipment were then treated to export to sea water. Mechanics of corrosion. First, for electrochemical research. For analytic research, other for the steel house is oxidized into other atoms. Cathodic research. Oxygen in seawater is reduced to 4 hydrogen atoms. Overall research, 2 atoms and oxygen and 2 more hydrogen atoms to become 2 atoms to pass and 2 more water. For environmental factor, first, humidity and salinity. This is because seawater can provide electrolyte supply the store atoms to improve corrosion. Second, temperature fluctuation. This is because temperature fluctuation can cause metal expand and cause the to thin macrocharge and then improve corrosion. Oxygen availability. In addition, with standard seawater, the excavate and jet can clean oxygen, deplete the jets and cause aggressive localized corrosion. Maintenance property. For matter, in the matter the still does not have sufficient coating. Hint well less. Second, potency coating. Still were directly exposed to corrosion in coating of the curve were damaged. When and therefore see what the cake damage teeth pattern. Etching material. Next on maintenance cake cost maintenance fatigue to improve corrosion in paint. But the picture of corrosion mechanics we can see added for steel hole is added. So added to become added to pass and to electrode. Next, seawater is scattered. Oxygen and to more water and for electrode to form for hydroxide ions. So we can see overall this is other this to more other hydrox and it leads with oxygen and water to become other hydroxide. First, lecture relates. Let's begin to the lecture of triplets. Second, intent of water. Podcast of the test and star subheading. Next, touch failure. Opening of number 2 star propeller touch and number 3 sector call touch to the sea. 4. Detachment of star cell padding. Star cell padding of touch number 2 and 3 detached. Next, final is the 6 part into.
My name is ZHEN, ITSA 23025. Now I will talk about the timeline of the incident. Before the incident happened, the maintenance inspections already showed Erika had signs of corrosion and fatigue, but it was not adequately addressed. And for 11 to 12 December, the Erika faced high wave and strong winds in the Bay of Biscay, and the hull developed cracks to cause water ingress, and the structural integrity of the tanker was damaged. And for 25 to 27 December, the Erika broke into two and approximately 20,000 tons of heavy fuel oil spilled into the ocean. The oil spill caused widespread ecological damage and polluting the coastline. After 27 December, there are almost 42,000 seabirds died and marine ecosystem was severely affected. The French authorities, local communities, and volunteers launched extensive cleanup operations. And within 2008 and 2010, the French court ruled that the owner was guilty of negligence. The oil major was fined €375 for the environmental disaster. In March 2010, the organization paid more than €200 million to clean up the spill. And after 2010, the disaster triggered European Union to implement the stricter maritime safety regulations. There are several additional factors that can also contribute to the incident of the sinking of Erika. All these informations provided are based on a report from the CPEM. The first factor is the environmental conditions. The weather is bad with an unsettled weather situation. When the ship entered the Bay of Biscay, she encountered the force 7 to 8 southwest wind with 5 to 6 meter wave and a westerly swell with a period of 10 to 12 seconds until 11 December. It remains the same condition from the night of 11 December, with the only change is the force 8 to 10 northwest wind. The second factor is the design flaws. The conversion of cargo tanks into segregated ballast tank for the Erika will increase the corrosion rate, as these tanks are poorly or even no longer protected by the internal coating, and also the surrounding seawater creates a saline atmosphere. It may also lead to certain elements have to withstand greater stress due to the redistribution of the overall stress. The third factor is the material selection issue. Some text plating with scantling of 16 mm were replaced by 14 or 12 mm due to its unavailability. This was supposedly accepted as it was within the 25% tolerance. However, such practice are not the normal practice. The fitting of insert plates need to be done with greater care, otherwise cracks may form and causing structural failure. The final factor is the operational practice. The operational practice of the Erika was highly complex. It involved the entities of the owners and the charters. And the owners were a Maltese company under the control of two Liberian companies, And there is a ship manager in Italy responsible for the overall technical management, and a maritime agent located in Switzerland organize ship technical costs and stopovers. It eventually leads to difficult to apprehend precise responsibilities. The maintenance practice in place can also contribute to the incidents. Firstly, in terms of regular inspections, the ship was inspected at least once every year. However, there was never a thorough inspection on its internal structure. Its final inspection was limited to an examination of the ship papers and equipment. This is because such inspections are usually conducted while the ship is in port and carrying out cargo operations. This makes it very difficult for inspectors to enter the tanks. In terms of corrosion protection measure, the heating of the cargo tanks produces condensation in the adjacent ballast tanks. This will increase the corrosion rate, and the cathodic protection alone is generally insufficient to prevent the corrosions. In terms of maintenance record and any missed opportunities, the maintenance record were poor. There is no X-ray or ultrasonic checks even in such sensitive areas. Besides this, the preparation of the special surveys was poor. For example, the lack of information supplied to the RINA head office, the thickness measurement was sent for technical analysis only after the ship had resumed the commercial operations, and the lack of documentation on the work done. The human error during manufacturing can also lead to the incident. The first error is the error in material selection. Steel plating of differing, smaller scantling was used as the materials. This will cause the modification of the stress distribution in the hull, resulting to the structural failure. The second error is the inadequate quality control. The Erika, which is in the open registry, states the certification relative to the International Safety Management Code was delegated by the state of Malta to the classification societies. However, in keeping with other certifications, the auditor was noted to be ruminated by the owners. This shows that the quality control for the ship was weak. The third error is the misinterpretation of the corrosion sign. Erika was an old, apparently seaworthy ship, which for a long time been maintained and equipped only for minimum requirements. The visible elements for a hull had aged rather better than her structural elements. Therefore, it is difficult to inspect, and the corrosion sign for the ship also may be overlooked.
To prevent disasters like Erika sinking, key measures include enforcing a global ban on single-hull tankers in favor of safer double-hull designs and mandating regular inspection to detect corrosion and structural issues, especially in aging vessels. Additionally, improving weather forecasting and promoting better route planning can help tanker operators avoid dangerous conditions, further enhancing maritime safety and environmental protection. Preventing future oil spills disasters also requires investment in advanced spill response technologies to contain and clean up the spill efficiently. International collaboration through organizations like the IMO is essential for enforcing the universal safety standards. Additionally, implementing stronger liability and accountability measures ensures that the shipping companies bear responsibility for cleanup costs and environmental damages, promoting greater compliance with maritime regulations.
Hello everyone, my name is SATHIAMOORTHY and my metric number is SA23079. Today I am going to talk about similar cases based on the topic. The first one is Exxon Valdez oil spill 1989 at Alaska, USA. The Exxon Valdez tanker around in Prince William Sound spilling over 260000 brand of crude oil. The second one is Prestige oil spill 2002 at Spain. The Prestige sank off the coast of Galicia, releasing around 63,000 tons of heavy fuel oil. The third one is Deepwater Horizon spill 2010 Gulf of Mexico. Although caused by drilling platform explosion. This disaster resulted in the release of approximately 4.9 million of barrel oil. The fourth one is Amoco Gadis of oil spill 1978 at France. The Amoco Gadis ran around off the coast of Britain, spilling 1.6 million of barrel of crude oil. The last one is Empty Hebei Spirit 2007 at South Korea. A collision between the Hebei Spirit and crane barrage resulted in the spill of 10,800 tons of crude oil. The next one is common factors. So the first one is the aging infrastructure. Many cases involve the older vessel with the structural weakness such as single hull design that fail to provide adequate protection during the collision or accident. The second one is inadequate oversight. The poor regulatory compliance and monitoring play a critical role. These highlight the importance of proactive inspection and compliance monitoring. The third one is delay response. Inefficient emergency response system was the environmental impact. Similarly, the Amoco Cadiz spill saw significant delay deploying, towing the operation and clean up the teams. The fourth one is environmental sensitivity. The coastal ecosystem were disproportionately affected in all the cases. Similar effects were observed with the Exxon Valdez spill, which devastated the Alaska coastline. The last one is operational failure. The human error and poor decision making were common contributing factors. The lack of properly trained personnel, especially under the stressful condition, magnified the scale of this disaster. Lesson that we learned in overall case is implementation of stricter maritime regulation such as banning single hull tankers. The second one is development of rapid response mechanism to contain spill effectively. The third one is investment in newer, more resilient vessel design. The fourth one is enhanced training and monitoring to reduce human error. The last one is increase international cooperation to address transboundary marine. This table was concluded in overall cases in Erika, Exxon Valdez, Prestige, Deepwater, Amoco Gadis, and Empty Hebei Spring. And also this table provides case, location, date, and factors. That's all from me. Thank you.
These are the sources that we use as reference.